Hello, and welcome to the Author to Authority podcast. I'm Juanita Wootton-Radko, podcast co-host and grammar guru with another Writer's Workshop. The Writer's Workshop features shorter episodes that focus on the nuts and bolts of the writing process. On today's episode, we're looking at a writing exercise for 2022, your focus word. But first, let's build our vocabulary with the word of the day. Today's word is flourish. We're going to look at the verb. It can be a noun or a verb. We're going to look at the two definitions of the verb of flourish. So one meaning is that something that grows or develops in a healthy or vigorous way, especially as the result of a particularly favorable environment. For example, ever since Jamie joined the library's Young Readers program, her interest in science fiction has flourished. The second meaning is usually about a person waving something to attract the attention of others, like, ta-da! Deborah presented the wrapped gift to her mother with a flourish. Go ahead, Mom, open it. If you've been a regular listener to the Author to Authority podcast episodes for any length of time, chances are good that you've heard me talk passionately about my ring-bound planner or agenda. It's more than a calendar. It's my personal reference book, or porta-brain, as some people like to call it. So for today's writing exercise, I'd like to share a technique that has been very popular with the planning and journaling community: a focus word. It can have a profound effect on your day, your week, your month, or even your year. A focus word is a word that has personal significance to you. Think of it like your theme for the next 365 days. You choose a special word that resonates with your values, but also challenges you to improve. Some past examples of focus words could be adventure, balance, change, clarity, courage, elevate, or my personal favorite, one I chose for last year, peace. I'm going to include a longer list of potential focus words for you in the show notes. One reason for choosing a focus word is this: whatever you pay attention to grows. Have you ever noticed how many Dodge Caravans are on the road? I didn't especially until I was shopping for one. After that, it seemed like it was one of the most popular kinds of vehicles in town. I started paying attention to caravans, and my brain helpfully alerted me to every time I saw one. Now, you might be saying, oh, cute story, but what does that have to do with a focus word? I'm not looking for a Ford Focus, haha. Consider this. If you're watching the news and you consume a steady diet of crisis and disaster, how do you feel? You start off wishing that there is a way to change things, but you may find yourself quickly overwhelmed by the scope of it all and wonder how you can make any difference at all. The way you frame the information you take in makes a huge difference in the way you think, whether it's solving problems, adjusting your attitude, or your feelings. Having a focus word gives you a lens for approaching your problems with perspective, a boost to your attitude, and it's a filter for you to sift through your feelings and determine how you wish to respond. That is great value from a single word. To get started on choosing your focus word, make a list of things that are important to you, also known as your values. Next, make a short list of words that you associate with those values. For example, one of my values is education. Some words connected to education are learning, growth, and inspiration. I often find that an action word works better for me, so I would modify that list to be learn, grow, and inspire. Not every focus word has to be a verb. Peace, courage are great focus words, and they're not verbs. It's going to be a little different for everyone. I guess in some ways it's almost like a mantra. You know, peace, courage, hope. Another way to come up with a focus word is to brainstorm. Your focus word doesn't have to be a solo endeavor. Get your friends and family to participate too. You may find that the people around you are able to give you the encouragement you need when you need it the most. When you decide on your focus word, write it in big letters on an index card or a really big post-it note and stick it someplace you'll see it often, like maybe the bathroom mirror or the refrigerator. Think about how it can apply to the decisions you make at home and at work. Write yourself a reminder note in your calendar to check in on how meaningful your word has been so that it continues to motivate you all year long. Hang in there and stick with it. It's your turn. Choose your focus word for 2022 and see what change you're going to experience and be the change you want to see in the world. It's all part of the challenging, creative process that gets you to your final goal, a professional, finished book that shares your message with the world. That's it for today's Writer's Workshop. I'm Juanita Wootton-Radko. Thank you for joining me on the Author to Authority podcast.